Hello kids, I am Dr. Igneous. Now, as being a doctor and a scientist, you have to know when it's safe and when it's not safe. Now, what I will be doing today is showing you a really cool process called the rock cycle. Now, the rock cycle is a multi-step process with formation of various rocks throughout the earth and the earth's surface. Now, you're probably wondering about volcanoes and how you see rocks every other day, and what does that have to do with anything? Well, that process is actually very special to what creates volcanoes and what rocks have to do with everything. And I'm going to show you. Now, let's move on to the first step of the rock cycle. Now, the rock cycle starts with a molten rock under the earth. That molten rock is called magma. Now, what happens is when magma erupts above the earth's surface, causing a volcanic eruption, the heat energy from the volcanic eruption is magma after the magma cools is called lava. Now, the lava, after time, flows down into other streams of lava, hopefully to cool. And when this thing cools, it will turn into igneous rock. So then, when igneous rock is standing on its own, something has to happen. A process called weathering. Weathering is the action of wind, rain, or ice breaking down rock, in this case igneous rock, into smaller pieces called sediment. Now, sediment is little pieces of rock being broken down. As I said before, they are called sediments. These tiny pieces of rock go through a process called erosion. Now, erosion is the movement of rocks, tiny pieces of sediment, to one place or another. After the sediment moves into the water, specifically a river, waterfall, or a stream most times, leads all that sediment into an ocean or river. In this case, a waterfall, this will lead straight to an ocean. After more layers of sediment piled on top of that sediment, as you can see, the sand and the little grains of sediment in right now have all gone through two processes that are really important to the rock cycle. The sediment first, after erosion, compacted together into sort of what you see now. Then, as you can see in those little pieces of sediment, they crystallize, changing their luster, making it look like this type of rock. But all that pressure from the other pieces of sediment layering on top of the other sediment we originally saw forms a new rock called Sedimentary Rock. But again, after time, like a really, really long time, that sedimentary rock endures even more pressure, being pushed way, way farther. And I mean way farther. Knowing that, from the original start, heat energy under the ground molten rock is called magma. Now that heat energy, since it's so far down and so close to the Earth's surface. The heat, magma, is heating it up and getting the rock to get a little burnt. Well, it's kind of like igneous, but igneous has air holes. This rock doesn't. And now this specific rock is called Metamorphic Rock. But we're not quite done yet. The Metamorphic Rock I talked about earlier goes through even another process, which you might know, maybe from heating something up or your ice cream device. Metamorphic rock, yes, rock can melt. Now this must be the strongest rock ever. I can't even break it by punching it, which would be highly illogical. When this metamorphic rock melts, it turns back into a different type of substance that we learned about in the start. Magma. Now I've just explained you the rock cycle. And yes, that process happens multiple times, varies in various different ways. Metamorphic rock can even be weathered into sedimentary rock. Sedimentary rock can be weathered back and then travel back into its ordinary form. Igneous rock can be melted back into magma. All these rocks can take any other rock's form